So this is old squat.
Yeah.
So people used to live in here.
Yes.
But now? Why did they move out?
Before the cops came,
Uh-huh.
and they blocked the doors.
Oh, so this is just a few years ago people were living here.
Yes, 1, 2.
Wow.
I'm not. Yes,
Oh yeah, so they really blocked it.
I'm not sure.
So like the windows are now covered in
Yes.
cement. So like even if I wanted to break the window,
You can't.
it's like impossible.
No,
I think people have probably tried, right?
I'm sure for that.
Yeah.
They do that
Uh-huh.
in every squad. They want to close.
Yeah. It's strong.
Much more beautiful.
Yeah.
We can go there.
How do the residents feel about squats? I mean, normally in most countries they don't want people illegally living in buildings, but how do the Greek people feel?
It depends the people.
Uh-huh.
The majority of Greeks know they don't want them,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, it depends. If they don't bother me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with them.
Mm.
As well, before some years, not before 10 years and after,
Mm-hmm.
there were many squads that they were doing, you know, concerts, cultural events. I like this stuff, and they were doing good to the neighborhood. So if a squad, you know, makes a cultural and political work on the neighborhood, I like that.
Okay.
But if they just don't, you know, make noise and they're bothering me, yes,
Okay.
I don't like it.
That makes sense.
It's so simple.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's so simple. Building inside,
Uh-huh.
they closed it before 2-3 years, I think. It was a small squad,
Uh-huh.
mostly friendly. I live just nearby.
Wow.
I just wanted to show you the building. It's very nice.
It is beautiful.
And from that look,
Uh-huh. You can see an old dead palm tree there, actually.
yeah.
How do, like, this is like your neighborhood, like you live here.
Yes.
How do you feel about the graffiti everywhere?
I like them.
You like it?
Yeah, yeah.
And do you think the majority of residents like it? Like especially like the older residents?
It depends. In that neighborhood, yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes, because if you choose to live in Exarchia, you like that kind of the way of that lifestyle. So for that reason, you choose to be here.
That makes sense. But what if,
Okay.
like, for example, some old, how do you say, like, babushka in
There
Greek?
are some. There are some
Yeah.
babushkas.
And how do you say it in Greek?
Yeah.
Also babushka or yaya.
Yeah.
So how do the yayas, like, if they grew up here, I'm assuming there wasn't graffiti when they were young.
You know, it depends. When my grandmother was coming in my house, you know, she grew up in the center of Athens as well. Okay, after she went to Piraeus port. And when she was coming, she was very sad because all the big, old, beautiful buildings, now they don't exist because we built these very beautiful buildings.
Are they, yeah. So why would they knock down the old ones?
But she was not saying so much, you know, my grandma about graffitis. But you know, yes, the city it's completely different
Yeah, I can see
than
that.
some decades
Before.
Completely different.
So, for example, like,
Yes.
like this, I could tell the difference between like the old stone
It's obvious.
and this new.
Yeah.
When was this built, and why did they knock down the old ones?
What? Why?
Yeah, like,
I
why do you think they changed it to this type of building?
I know that because it was cheap and you could make much more apartments.
During this time, yeah.
Yeah, and as well, you know, if you wanted to build in Greece a building, you didn't have to have an architect,
Ah,
just a mechanic.
okay.
For that reasons, these buildings inside have many problems, and you know how you draw an apartment.
Yes.
The
Strange layouts, maybe.
yes,
Yeah.
very very strange.
Ah.
And for that reason, we have many problems because an architect will do the job very differently.
But it was just faster and cheaper and easier.
Of course,
Yeah.
and they just wanted to make much more profit.
That's a shame.
It's a very nice documentary about that, but it's in Greek, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I can say you.
Okay. So the story of these apartment buildings, it reminds me of the Khrushchevkas in Ukraine and I guess former USSR, where during, I think it was the 70s maybe,
Yes.
they basically were just building these 5-story, they look
Yeah.
very similar, these kind of cheap places
are.
for people to live.
They are
And
much smaller, but there are.
yeah. Also you have them here.
What?
You have them here as well?
Yes, we have them.
Did the USSR ever come to Greece?
No,
No, right? But why? How did the architecture come here?
I don't know why, but we have some buildings that they are very, very similar than the buildings that you say, but smaller, not so big.
Yeah. Okay.
For free or for a very small amount of money.
That's basically the exact same story that happened in the USSR. There were worker
Yes.
apartments that were cheap, and they just kind of gave
It's a
them away. Yeah. But like this building is really beautiful. Like, when do you think this one was built? Because it's so different than like, this would be more of like a Khrushchevka kind
I'm
of thing.
not sure, but I think 30s, 20s,
Okay.
maybe earlier.
This and like this one looks. I don't know. I can't tell.
This is nice as well.
Yeah. There's like so many different types of architecture just in one little district.
Yes. Yes. You know, imagine that Athens,
Uh-huh.
where my grandfather was, 20 years old,
Uh-huh.
it was like that.
Oh yeah, like this type of.
Yeah.
I like these. This reminds me of like the Stalinkas or the pre-revolutionary buildings in Ukraine. Yeah, like lots of details and beauty. You can see there's definitely a fire up there.
We say that we have a neoclassical style of architecture, and that style was very popular back then.
I think it would be popular now if someone
Before
restored it.
1950s. Yes,
Yeah.
it's popular, but you know, you need so much money to rebuild that thing.
Yes, and nobody wants to invest in this area.
Yeah, and you know, even if you have one like that from your parents, if you don't have so much money, you
Yeah.
can't fix it.
I've also heard that.
Very expensive.
I've also heard you need a lot of like permits and permission to renovate these old places.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's the bureaucracy. There's
Yes,
probably.
yes. This is another problem.
Yeah. And do you think to get like, let's say you had the money,
Yeah.
do you think it would be easy to get the permits, or do you think there would be like some bribes and some
Of course,
other
the
BS?
second.
In Greece, it's
Of course,
a
the
problem.
second.
Yeah, you think that's a problem in Greece
I'm
still?
sure.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy, right? So like, let's say you inherited this building and you
Yes.
you happen to have the money, it's still hard to fix it.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
It is. Oh, yes.
Hello, Yassi.
Πού πας, μωρέ?
It's your
Ωραία.
it's your friend. Do you know him?
No, I don't know him. Πώς
Hello.
σε λένε? Τι, θες να πάμε στο μπαμπά σου? Ναι. Γλυκούλη. Τι γλυκούλη. Ah, he's so beautiful.
He's such a cute guy.
Πού είναι ο μπαμπάς σου, μήπως το φωνάζει?
This neighborhood is like, it's crazy. Like you have like really nice people, you have families here, but you know the dad is literally going through a bin right now, just trying to collect things and food or things to sell. It's sad, but it's also a very like family neighborhood in a sense.
You know, so
Okay.
public.
This one here on the corner, you think?
Because they don't like it.
Yeah, I imagine. Oh, he's living in there, I
In
think.
there, yes, many people live there.
Yeah.
Mostly families.
Mm-hmm.
It's squat only for immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a political,
Squat, okay.
And the problem is that they don't have a plan where these people go.
So they kick them out, but there's no place to put them
Yeah,
first.
they just say that you will live from there, and
Okay.
it's not a plan.
Yeah.
For them to support them, to find them a job.
Mm-hmm.
There is some non-profit organizations that they help, but
Yeah.
it's very difficult when you are immigrant
I can imagine. Yeah.
in Greece.
Yes, I see.
Mostly
Yeah.
in Greece.
Yes.
Well, now we'll go to the local market that I told you.
Okay. I just noticed this graffiti here.
You can go from here if you like.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Huh?
Yeah.
Hello.
As well, these pedestrian streets
Yeah.
in
So.
the neighborhood are very lovely, and they have a nice buildings.
Yeah, this old architecture is still here
Yeah.
too. This old, beautiful architecture, then the graffiti. So, I remember at least 5 years ago, cops were not allowed in this district. Is it still like this or no?
No, it's not.
So they're here
But
now.
they're not coming now.
They just don't come.
When Nea Demokratia came to the government, it's the government now. It's the political party that it's the government. Before 2 years and a half, they brought to us many cops here. They were like in every corner, 20 people.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't, there were 20 people in every corner.
There was a lot. There's too many cops.
Yeah.
It went from 0 to too many.
Too many cops.
Okay.
And they was bothering many people. Not me.
Yeah.
Because I take my car, I go to my office.
Yeah, but it'll still be uncomfortable for
Yes.
even if you're not doing something wrong. It's still
Yes,
uncomfortable. Yes.
Because I if I had a child, I wouldn't like to see that.
Yeah, I understand.
Because you see some big
Guys with guns and
guns in your neighborhood. It was very strange.
Yes. Okay. And
They said that they came here to clean the neighborhood because back then, the truth is that we had many incidents, about stealing and raping and things like that. Perhaps my car, they smashed it
oh no.
to steal it.
Yes.
I don't know, more than 5 times.
Wow.
I stopped counting.
Wow.
Yes, it was like I was going down on a Saturday noon and it was smashed and it was so common. So I took my mom because we were going for coffee after. We went to fix the car and after we went for coffee.
It's just so normal that.
Yeah, I didn't change my day plan. Anyway, now that thing stopped.
So it on one hand it worked, even though it was annoying.
Yes. In one hand it worked, and now you don't see them very often. Maybe in the night you will see a car, like a SUV, and you know that there are cops inside.
Okay.
But I think just that.
Interesting.
Very nice restaurant. We will see it from the back
Other side. Okay.
But we can see there are so many things. Come here to see the back door of the
restaurant.
building. It's
Okay.
very beautiful. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And look the ceiling.
Wow. Actually, it is.
Yeah.
So here's a thing that is kind of like it's hard to I think a lot of people are going to say this in the comments. I remember my first video I put of Athens. I was trying to show the coolest neighborhood in Athens.
Yes.
This restaurant district.
I saw it yesterday.
And the reason why I put that one out first, actually out of order, I actually filmed my neighborhood before, and it was like the worst neighborhood. But I didn't want to give people the impression that Athens was like this ugly, dirty city. So I wanted to show the best of Athens first.
Okay.
And then even then, everybody was commenting, "Oh my God, there's so much graffiti, and so, it's so bad."
I know, I saw it.
And I was thinking, guys, I'm like showing you the area that is like the cleanest.
Yeah, no, this is not the cleanest.
Wow. Okay, but I wanted to say, like, I didn't even notice that ceiling because there's so much graffiti everywhere.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful. And like some people are for sure going to say, Greece, let's walk this way.
Yeah.
Greece is known for thousands of years of history and architecture, and beauty.
Yes.
And then now it looks completely different than what we would imagine, what we were taught in school about the ancient, Greek gods and the Acropolis,
Yeah.
and now it's like, like this.
Yes. It's like this.
Yeah.
But it's not all over Athens like that.
Yeah.
It's not all over Athens. If you don't like it, you can go to live to the suburbs.
Yeah. Fair.
It's not like that for sure. Actually, it's completely different. But I don't like suburbs.
Yeah.
They are boring.
I imagine. Yeah. The neighborhood?
Yes.
Do you live around here?
Yes, we live around 3 streets from here.
Okay. And my question is like, we were talking about how beautiful this old architecture is.
Yes.
And like this building has like this like the beautiful mural on the ceiling and everything.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I've actually walked through here
Oh, okay.
because it's my neighborhood.
Oh, nice. And then there's all this like graffiti. What are your thoughts, like as a resident, about this graffiti?
I don't mind the graffiti. I don't like the tags.
Ah.
There are the graffitis, but also the tags too.
So they're like the random spray painted words, not good. But the art itself, the pictures, you like them.
that's Exarchia.
Okay. Oh, that's a shock.
Yeah, that's the culture of it.
Yeah. And but do you think, like, for example, like this guy, maybe he's lived here before all the graffiti? Do you think that they, as like the older generation, how do you think they feel about it?
No, if they have lived in Exarchia, they're using it.
They're used to it, yeah.
They're used to it.
But do you think that they miss it, or they? Yeah.
If we're talking only about the people, the residents of the Exarchia territory, then I think they're so used to it because the Exarchia goes back to the 60s.
Ah.
The Exarchia was the old. Do you know Kolonaki?
No, I don't.
Kolonaki is like the hip
area.
hip place. Yes.
Okay.
The boss place with the money, rich, and all that thing. But Exarchia was what Kolonaki became. So Exarchia was full of riches, was full of artists, it was like the main area of Athens after Syntagma, etc., etc. So it was like everything was built around it and has so depth, so much of history around it. So a lot of residents are old, are not new.
Okay.
The new residents are like university students that come from all over Greece, and they want to live in Exarchia just to be cool.
So it is like seen as being as a cool neighborhood.
For the new generation, yes.
Yeah.
For the older generation, it's like their neighborhood. They're used to it. They have lived through everything: riots, the change of history, the graffitis, the tags.
Okay. Oh, very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank
I've had a show.
See ya.
This guy informed you very well.
Yeah, I think it was good, and his English is perfect
I
too.
wanted to say all this.
Yeah, but just like,
This street is nice.
yeah, like just walking outside, all of a sudden I see like this nice bakeries and like
Yeah.
it just becomes like a nice district, you know?
If you see, there are coffee shops around. Actually, we have coffee shops and bars everywhere.
I noticed,
And
yeah.
that neighborhood.
And we are still in Exarchia.
What?
We're still in the same area. Exarchia?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
we're in the same area.
Yeah.
We did a small circle.
Oh, nice.
But it's very comfortable
Yeah.
when you live in the center.
We were talking about how many scooters there are in this city, and the only other place I've seen it is in Asia. But I guess because the city's so old, the streets are narrow, there's not so many parking spots, it makes sense to have it. But it's definitely like, I don't know, Greece is definitely very different than any country in the rest of Europe.
Actually, we are more, we go more in the east side of the globe than in the west side.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
You speak Greek? I thought I was so drunk I didn't understand you anymore. Let's go.
I wanted to show you some nice as well bikes are dangerous.
But cars too. I noticed they don't stop when you cross the street.
I stop.
You stop.
I'm sorry that I stop. I'm a very loyal driver and I stop.
But you have to be careful when you cross.
Yes,
street,
you need to be very careful.
Yeah.
And the bikes go, on the pedestrian street.
Yeah.
And this is very, very bad.
Oh, but
Because,
it's
you need to take care.
yeah, it's an adventure to walk around Athens.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
One more nice.
Eat hummus, not octopus. Okay. I guess I never really stopped to even read this. Does any of this make sense?
I want to read you something.
Okay, please.
You see that red thing?
Yes.
It says better unemployed than a cop.
Oh. Okay.
Many of these graffiti style has a political meaning here.
But I assume also some of it is just a tag, it says JPEG or something.
Yeah, some of them are just
Jacko.
Yeah.
NKM.
And I totally agree with the guy that we met before that I like the graffitis, but not the tags.
Yeah. But it's like you
But
either
you can't have it all.
you can't have because anywhere that they allow graffiti, this this painting.
It's not allowed.
But I mean, not anywhere they tolerate to graffiti that it's existing, there will also be tagging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either you have nothing or you have both.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. This is a place that I come sometimes.
It's really nice.
Yes, it
if I looked at just this, I would think, wow, this could be Milan.
Yes, and it has nice small mezes as well. And it's very beautiful inside. It
Yeah,
has
I can
nice
tell.
Decoration.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And then you have this.
My friend, I have a friend that works here, but it's not now there.
Okay.
I want to show it to you.
You were surprised that we don't have Looky Look in the
I
US?
have every Looky Look that I have all the series.
Wow.
When I was a small child, I was reading that kind of stories.
No, I mean,
I love them.
I've never seen it. It looks a little bit like Popeye, but as a cowboy.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah, no, we have no
I'm
Looky Look.
impressed that you don't know him.
We have no Looky Look. We have Donald Duck.
He's an American guy.
He's definitely not from America.
And one classic comic as well is this one.
Who is this?
Asterix. You know him?
Viking guy, no?
No, it's not Viking. It's Galician guy.
Who
French
is
guy.
No, we also don't have him.
He was fighting the Caesar
Okay.
back then.
No, we have Lone Ranger. That's popular.
Okay.
And we
I
have
know him. He's not so popular, but I know.
Okay. See, we have some of it. Is this Ukrainian? No.
No.
Just the colors.
But it has the
Same color as the flag. So here you can buy homemade raki and
Sipuro.
kupuro.
Sipuro is like raki. It's like a vodka.
That's cool. Oh, nice.
Actually. But it's from grapes.
Okay, what does this say?
Beauvoir, Simone de Beauvoir, stayed unmarried. Myrto, what we're going to do? It's a feminist phrase.
Is feminism big in Athens or in Greece?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is, but in the young people.
Okay.
Because in Greece we still have many stereotypes in the relationships.
Okay.
You know.
Careful. Wow, this is such a cool area.
Yes, I'm coming sometime to one here.
Yeah. Well, it's like, this is so cool.
In Exarchia, this is the poshest area.
Yeah, I can see it.
You know.
Yeah.
You see that the people, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
A little bit. But it's still cool, you know.
So I don't know if you noticed, but there was the police there and the right police with a shield right behind us.
The police there, it's always.
So you're just always there?
Yes.
Just in case there's
For
like a
that
riot.
reason I didn't notice.
Wow.
Yeah, for
'Cause
many years.
it's not just like a police. He's like in full right here with a shield and
Yes.
like...
You know, in Exarchia, if you see police, it's like that. Not the normal police with the normal clothes.
Yeah.
They're
Always, just a reminder like
Yes.
we're around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we call them that group, that police group, called MAT.
Matt.
It's the power enforcement of cops.
And in general, do people in this neighborhood, are they happy that they're there or
No, they're not happy. It's very nice in here as well, but I want to take you to the monument of Alexis Grigoropoulos.
Okay.
We were talking
Oh yeah, please. It'll be nice to see him.
before. It's very close. Fascinated from
How crappy your pedestrian ways are.
from the pedestrian condition.
Yeah. Actually, this one's not even that bad, but the fact that people have to like walk.
Not very bad.
Across?
It's very bad because if you are a mom and you have, you know, that baby
Strollers, yeah.
you can't.
You can't, yeah.
Or if you.
Or like if you're on that side, it's like impossible to walk. Yeah.
Well, this one, it's a park that before around 2008. The mayor wanted to make it a parking lot.
Wow.
And the people of the neighborhood protested and occupied the park and actually made it. Because back then it was not a park.
Yeah.
It was, nothing.
Nothing there. Okay.
Yeah. Before 10 years it was very popular and we were coming here to hang out, to see friends. It was very nice. But now we don't go.
Why? What happened? I mean, the kids are still using it.
After some years, many junkies came. And, we didn't like to sit with the junkies.
But it looks like they've reclaimed it now.
For that reason,
They put the fence now.
Yes, because there was no fence.
Oh.
Oh, yes, we can go inside.
Yeah. So now, like, it seems like it's very safe again. Kids playing
Yes,
and like...
now it's very safe. But before 5 years, maybe, it was not so safe. And if everything you will see, yes, Google. Everything you see, it's built by the residents.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Not by the
government.
Yeah.
That's cool. We have some live Greek music here. Thank you so much for showing me around your neighborhood.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
I'm actually really shocked how much has changed in the last, 20, has it been 20 years? How long? 2008, wow. Since the last 20 years, but also how much is still very similar.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's true.
Do you think that this area, will ever change? Or do you think it'll...
I hope. I hope we'll never change.
Yeah?
Yes.
And do you think most of the locals also feel the same?
I'm sure for that.
Wow.
I'm sure for that.
Well, let's check back in another 10 years or 20 years. Let's see what happens. Because, things change fast. But here, this seems like the little pocket of history that doesn't.
Yeah.
It somehow just hangs on.
We try to keep it real.
Yeah. Very real. For both the good and the bad, but
course.
it definitely is real.
Yeah.
Nobody could deny that. All right, so we just said goodbye, and I had a nice perspective of this neighborhood. I saw so much more of it than I would have on my own, and I got to know a little bit more about the history of it, but also what the locals and residents think of things, even like the graffiti. As I said, I think I said it earlier, but I purposely published the videos out of order to try to show the good part of Athens first. And then the coolest area, the hippest area, before I showed the neighborhood I'm in and also this area. But even then in the comments, people were saying, oh my God, there's so much graffiti and it's so, crazy. Well, I'm sure this video is going to get a lot of comments about that because it is literally impossible to avoid. And reading some of the comments on the riot videos, it really surprised me how there's at least a group of people in the world, but also definitely in this area, that are just very pro-anarchy. They are very prideful to be anarchists, to not have any government, to not have any police. It kind of reminds me of the defund the police movement, or also the BLM movement we had in the US, where it was very literally black and white, where it's either you completely hate cops and you hate any kind of government, or you're, the other extreme. This area is definitely, very far left, where it's like, leave us alone. We don't want any kind of cops here at all. We don't want any government control at all. We don't want any rules. Yeah. I'm not gonna have any political opinions about that, but definitely there are pros and cons of both. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure everyone's gonna have a lot of comments about what you think of it. And I'm curious, what do you think of this area? What do you think of, Athens? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed part 2 of this video, this tour of the anarchist neighborhood here in Athens, which I live very close to. But I would rather be living back home in Kiev, Ukraine. So we're gonna continue fundraising, and for the YouTube fundraiser, which goes directly to Razom for Ukraine, we've now raised over $5,000, guys. Thank you so much. All that money goes directly to Razom for Ukraine, who has been helping so much. Razom for Ukraine means together with Ukraine, and what they are doing is they are organizing donations and supplies, medical supplies mostly, to Ukraine. And they've sent now, I think, $5 million worth of medical and tactical gear, things like tourniquets, chest seals, and things like that.
So big thank you to everyone who's donated. What's really nice is if you live in the US or Australia or Canada and certain other countries where YouTube fundraiser works, below this video or to the right, you can actually donate directly, and that money, 100% of it goes directly to Razom for Ukraine. And YouTube doesn't take any fees. I never see the money. It just goes straight to them, which is really nice. But I also have a GoFundMe for people who don't live there or would rather have the money go directly to Ukrainians and the smaller funds that I'm supporting. But either way, we are together with Ukraine, so it doesn't matter how you're helping, who you're donating to, as long as it's going to Ukrainians. I'm happy, and a lot of people are going to be happy that are on the ground and fighting for a country that represents democracy and freedom. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Slava Ukraine.
We are Razom for Ukraine. Razom, which means together in Ukrainian, is a non-profit organization that is now made up of 60,000 donors and dedicated volunteers. Our team comes from all walks of life. We're passionate professionals from various industries including tech, finance, marketing, medicine, arts, academia, and law, with substantial experience across NGOs and charitable foundations. We've united our forces for one simple mission: to build a more prosperous Ukraine. But right now, we're most focused on saving lives and stopping the war. What started as a volunteer-driven organization, created after Ukraine's Revolution of Dignity in 2014, is now a verified 501c3 with a donation pipeline upwards of $20 million. Following the Russian attack since February 24, our global community has become more united than ever.
My name is Luba. My friends, family, and colleagues are fighting at the front line with Russian invaders, and my duty is to provide them with protective equipment, medical supplies, advocate for Ukraine at the international arena. This is what everyone at Razom does today, and I believe that all together we could protect Ukrainian independence and send Russians back home. Slava Ukraini!
Razom quickly mobilized an emergency response fund to save lives. To this day, we have safely delivered close to 200 pallets of technical medical equipment and critical medical supplies to Ukraine, with much more on the way. Our team is also working on evacuating children with special needs, as well as their families, to safety. Our advocacy team has worked on getting Capitol Hill to legislate for investments in Ukraine, hold leaders and companies accountable for enabling the Russian war machine, and urge them to help displaced Ukrainians in the US and refugees abroad. We, Razomci, amplify the strong voices of the Ukrainian people so that Ukraine and Ukrainians can be known around the world. Together, we will build a more prosperous Ukraine. To find out more about our work and support us through donations, please visit razomforukraine.org.